Happy Halloween! Gable Keane here with another episode of Tag Cub News. First up, let's take a look at the Sugarman Gallery. Here's Gabriel Bonfiglio.
My name's Sarah Rose Orlandini. This is my art gallery, Sugarman Gallery. We opened in June 2015, and we are located behind the original Michael Myers house. When I opened, I had no idea it would turn out to be this big Halloween extravaganza. So when we opened, it was just going to be an art gallery, and that's kind of what it was. But I love Halloween, and I talk about Halloween all the time. So when people would come in and they'd ask me questions like, what do you want to do with the place? Like, what's your ideas going forward? And I said, I don't know, but all I know is in October I want to do something Halloween. And the guy freaks out because I said, that's the Michael Myers house. And he was like, I know the producer. So he got me a meeting with Malika Cutt, who's the producer of Halloween. And that was October was our really first Halloween exhibit. And then in the past year and a half, because we've been open for 4.5 years about, I decided to switch it to all spooky stuff and all movie related artwork. And exhibits, and now it's kind of more where every day is Halloween.
Have you always been interested in horror movies?
So I've always loved the spooky. I like paranormal movies, and mainly I'm not really into gory films. I like psychological thrillers. I like haunted house movies, spooky stuff like that. What scares me and what I like. And so Halloween isn't really a gory movie, the original one. So that's why I really liked it, not to mention it's a home movie of South Pasadena, because you can see Meridian in 1978. You can see, the South Pass Library area in 1978, which I wasn't alive, so it's really neat to see.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, for letting us use your gallery. Next, Lola Scacon is going to take us and show us what's been happening up in the library.
Hi, I'm Lola Scacon, and I'm here with
Mrs. Baroness, library assistant.
Okay, and we're doing an interview for the 2-sentence horror story contest. Question number 1, what was your inspiration for the 2-sentence scary story contest?
I was actually watching a Netflix series, which is called 2-Sentence Horror Stories, and I watched them from beginning to end because I'm a huge horror fan. And when I was done with all of them, binge-watched all of them, I looked it up a little bit and realized that this is actually a sort of an internet fan fiction sort of phenomenon.
Question 2, why 2 sentences?
2 sentences, I think, fits really well with perhaps current young people mentality, which is everything is sort of tweet-sized and text-sized, capacity. And so I figured anybody could come up with 2 sentences, and anybody can spend the time to think of something kind of creepy and horrible to say in 2 sentences. And also, it forces you to be very careful of your choice of words and careful about what you decide to say and decide not to say. You have to think a lot about it like a haiku, but you can squish it, a whole long, horrible, scary story down into a little tiny bite-sized piece. And as a result, that's why we have over 100 submissions, because lots of people can think of 2 sentences to say.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lola. Fall sports have wrapped up and basketball tryouts are underway. It was a bittersweet ending to the girls' volleyball season because they lost their 2-year unbeaten streak to La Cañada. The next night, they turned it around and beat them to take the 2-10 league tournament, which they dedicated to former teacher and Tigerettes coach, Miss Warner. We will look at the Mount Sac meet, cross country's most exciting tournament of the season, and a sports rewind.
Welcome back to the Take Up Sportscast. I'm Jamison Griffith here with
Matias Pineda.
So Matias, you're the quarterback on the football team. How many touchdown passes have you thrown?
I threw about 11 touchdowns this season.
And that translates to about a lot of points. So what was your favorite moment on the football team?
My favorite moment was in the first game when we were down by 1 point with like 2 seconds left. And then we threw a Hail Mary and Amori caught it in the end zone and we won the game.
Was that your favorite game also?
No, my favorite game was against Clifton Middle School. That game was super high scoring and really intense.
All right, this is Jamison Griffith signing out.
Welcome back to Tiger Cup News. Today we're here with
Jenna Garner.
So Jenna, I know that you're on the volleyball team. What position do you play?
I play right side or setter.
So you guys have been, your team has been undefeated since 7th grade. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good.
So you guys just recently won the 210 championships? Or the tournament?
Going to the finals.
Oh, okay. Wait, when is that?
That is next week, next Thursday.
And then you guys just won some tournament. What was that?
Oh, the Rio Hondo tournament. Yeah, we won that.
Wow. All right, thank you. Tigers. Now let's go to Arco Checkerboardy with an inside look at robotics at the robotics competition and the News Minute.
2 weeks ago, our very own SPMS robotics team participated in the first LEGO League La Cañada practice competition. Over the past 6 weeks, teams have been working with LEGO robots to complete certain missions. These missions include moving blocks, activating swings, or clearing traffic. These missions gain teams points. This is not the only way to gain points. Each year, teams are tasked with creating a project or concept that has to do with a certain topic. This year's topic was city planning. Teams created projects to help tackle homelessness or even revival of buildings. Every Wednesday, the team met in Miss Williams' classroom to work on robots and projects. This all came to a head on the 20th when the teams came to a practice competition to test their robots and present their projects. Some teams had trouble in the beginning, but by the end, teams were making hundreds of points. The teams gained valuable information about the actual competition, and even won some trophies along the way. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of the terrorist organization known as ISIS, was killed in a military raid. Baghdadi, who formed ISIS in 2014, was known as one of the most wanted terrorists in the world. The raid was intended to capture Baghdadi, but he activated a suicide vest and killed himself. In other news, the Kincaid wildfire has grown to over 76,000 acres and stretched across Sonoma County. Over 180,000 people were forced to evacuate, and the fire is 15% contained and threatens over 80,000 structures and buildings. The Getty Fire, around Brentwood, has destroyed many homes and buildings around that area. Fueled by strong winds, it has grown to over 600 acres and is 15% contained. The unmanned spacplane, known as the X-37B, has returned after a top-secret 280-day mission. The mission marked the longest time a spacecraft has ever been in orbit and returned to Earth. As you might see around campus, there are new LED lights have been installed all around the school. These lights have a new dimming feature, and they consume 60% less energy to operate. That's it for News Minute. Now here's Cole Schaefer for the weather.
Hello there, SPMS, and happy Halloween. Here's the weather forecast for while you are trick-or-treating. The sun will set at around 6 p.m., and it will remain with a low of 50 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the night. We will see a 0% chance of rain and 16% humidity. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching. We're going to close out with a little Halloween sketch. We'll see you next week. Welcome back. We're going to teach you how to do some easy Halloween costumes. Hey Mason, ask me what I am.
No.
Come on Mason, ask me what I am.
Alright, fine. What are you?
I'm stand-up comedy. Hey, so who do you think's gonna win, the Nationals or the Astros?
I don't know. I'm Snapchat.
Hey, what's your favorite social media platform?
You know, I like Facebook.